I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a question from my student on algebra. In grade 6, they learn about defining variables, forming equations, and finding solution to word problems. So we will see how to develop these techniques. Here is the question from the test paper. Peter is buying sports socks for 7 boys and 8 girls on his team. The socks come in packages of 3 pairs. He writes this equation to describe the situation. 3p equals to 7 plus 8. It has two parts. The first one, explain what each expression in his equation represents. And part B is, determine how many packages of socks Peter should buy. You can pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. Now let's first discuss the parts of the equation. In part A, the question is explain what each expression in his equation represents. This word we need to understand clearly so that the question can be answered, right? It's a communication question. So in an equation, we have two expressions, one on the left side, the other one on the right side. So these are the two expressions which we have to describe. Now part B is determine how many packages of socks Peter should buy. Now the idea of having an equation is to find solution to the word problem. Now it says determine how many packages. So how many packages is critical. So ultimately, we want to find the number of packages of socks which Peter should buy, right? So that helps to really describe and understand the given equation. So let's get back to the question once again. Peter is buying sports socks for 11 boys and 8 girls on his team. The socks come in packages of 3 pairs. So packages of 3 pairs. He writes his equation to describe the situation. 3p equals to 7 plus 8. All right. Now let's answer. Part A is explain what each expression in his equation represents. So there are two expressions. One is 3p, which you need to explain. The other one is 7 plus 8, right? So these are the two expressions which you should be explaining. So 3p tells you how many socks are required, right? So it says determine how many packages of socks Peter should buy, right? So where we can say p is number of packages, where p is number of packages. And since each package has 3 pairs, 3p represents total number of socks, right? So 3p represents total number of socks. Okay, so that is how you can describe 3p. P is the number of packages. Now the part B is determine how many packages. So we need just the value of p, right? We don't need the value of how many socks. Okay. Now, how do you describe 7 plus 8? Now it says there are 7 boys and 8 girls on his team, right? So 7 plus 8 is total number of team members. You need a pair for each, right? So 3p will give you total number of pairs, and 7 plus 8, we equate them with the total number of team members so that everyone gets one. So that's the whole idea. So that is how you can actually explain what each expression in his equation represents. Okay. Now part B. Determine how many packages of socks Peter should buy. So whenever you have an equation, the purpose is to find the solution. Solution is to find the value of variable. So basically, so I say how many packages of socks, then we have to solve for variable P, which really means number of packages. So let's see how to solve it now. 3p equals to 7 plus 8. So we have 3p equals to 7 plus 8. So when you combine 7 and 8, you get 15, right? So we have 3p equals to 15. Now to find p, we should divide both sides by 3, right? So what we'll do now is we'll divide both sides by 3. We'll divide 15 by 3. And we'll also divide 3p by 3. So when you divide 3p by 3, you get p equals to 15 divided by 3 gives you 5. So there are 5 packages which Peter should buy, right? So the answer here is Peter should buy 5 packages. Is that okay? So that is how you can solve such an equation. The idea of sharing this question was to understand all the steps involved in defining variables. We defined p as a variable for packages, which you get from what you really need from the equation. And then understand each part of the equation. So on either side of equal to, we have 2 expressions. So we should understand what these expressions are, and then we should follow steps to find the solution. Finding solution means to find the value of the variable, which in this case was number of packages. I'm Anil Kumar. You can always share and subscribe to my videos, and I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.